How does the doctrine of double effect apply to euthanasia and natural law? How does the doctrine of double effect relate to euthanasia and natural law? This is a question that many people grapple with, especially when considering the moral implications of end-of-life decisions. The doctrine of double effect is a principle that comes from the natural law tradition, particularly the philosophy of Thomas Aquinas. It helps us understand when it is morally acceptable to perform an action that has both good and bad outcomes. To apply this doctrine to euthanasia, we need to look at four key conditions. First, the nature of the act condition states that the action itself must be morally good or at least neutral. For example, providing pain relief is generally seen as a good action. Second, the right intention condition requires that the person performing the act must intend only the good effect. The bad effect, such as hastening death, must not be intended but merely foreseen. The third condition is the means and condition. This means that the bad effect cannot be the means to achieve the good effect. In euthanasia, if someone intends to cause death to relieving suffering, this fails this condition. Finally, the proportionality condition states that there must be a serious reason for allowing the bad effect. In the context of euthanasia, natural law theory emphasizes the sanctity of life. It holds that life is inherently good and should be preserved. Therefore, actions that directly intend to cause death, like active euthanasia, are seen as morally wrong. This is because actively causing death violates the intrinsic value of human life. However, consider a situation where a doctor administers high doses of painkillers to a terminally ill patient. In this case, the primary intention is to alleviate suffering. Death may be a foreseeable side effect, but it is not the intended outcome. Here, the action of providing pain relief is morally good, and the death of the patient is an unintended consequence. If the relief of suffering is proportionate to the risk of hastening death, the doctrine of double effect may allow such actions to be seen as morally permissible. This approach allows for certain medical actions that may unintentionally shorten life, as long as the primary intention is to achieve a good outcome, like pain relief, rather than to cause death. In summary, the doctrine of double effect provides a framework within natural law ethics to navigate the moral challenges of euthanasia. It focuses on the intention behind actions, the nature of those actions, and the proportionality between good and bad effects. This helps to clarify the complex moral landscape surrounding end-of-life care while respecting the value of human life.